The story of American fighter jets is not just a list of aircraft. It is a story of how the United States Air Force kept replacing entire ideas of air combat before the rest of the world could fully adapt. From the first jet fighters after World War II to the future F-47 NGAD, every generation was created because the battlefield changed. Sometimes the change was speed. Sometimes it was missiles. Sometimes it was maneuverability. Sometimes it was stealth. And now, the next revolution is artificial intelligence, drones, sensors, and network warfare. After World War II, the jet engine changed everything. Propeller fighters like the P-51 Mustang had dominated the skies, but they belonged to a world that was disappearing. Aircraft like the F-80 Shooting Star and the F-86 Sabre opened a new era where speed increased dramatically and pilots had to fight in ways that had never been possible before. The F-86 became famous during the Korean War, where it battled the Soviet-designed MiG-15 in some of the first major jet-versus-jet combats in history. This first generation of American jet fighters was still built around guns, pilot skill, and close-range combat, but now everything happened faster, higher, and with much less time to react. Then came the second generation, shaped by the Cold War and the fear of nuclear attack. Aircraft like the F-100 Super Sabre, F-102 Delta Dagger, F-104 Starfighter, and F-106 Delta Dart were designed around speed, altitude, and interception. The main threat was not only enemy fighters, but Soviet bombers that could carry nuclear weapons. Fighters became interceptors, built to climb quickly, fly at extreme speeds, and destroy incoming threats before they reach American or Allied airspace. The F-104 Starfighter showed this philosophy perfectly. It looked almost like a missile with wings, because in that era, speed was treated as a key to survival. But the Vietnam War exposed the limits of that thinking. The F-4 Phantom II was one of the most powerful fighters of its time, fast, large, and capable of carrying heavy missile loads. But it entered a conflict where theory and reality collided. Many planners believed missiles would make dogfighting less important. But early missiles were unreliable. Rules of engagement often forced pilots to visually identify their targets, and close-range combat still happened again and again. The early F-4 did not have an internal gun, and that became a symbol of a larger mistake. The belief that technology alone could replace fundamentals. Vietnam proved that training, tactics, maneuverability, and pilot judgment still mattered. That lesson created the fourth generation. The F-15 Eagle was built after Vietnam with one clear purpose: win air superiority. It had powerful engines, advanced radar, high speed, and excellent maneuverability. The idea was simple. The United States would never again enter an air war without a fighter designed specifically to dominate enemy aircraft. The F-15 became a legend because it was not built to be average at many things. It was built to control the sky. Alongside it came the F-16 Fighting Falcon, a lighter, more affordable, and incredibly agile fighter that evolved into one of the most successful multi-role aircraft in history. If the F-15 was a heavyweight champion, the F-16 became a flexible workhorse that could fight, strike, patrol, and serve across dozens of Allied air forces. Together, the F-15 and F-16 defined American air power for decades. They showed that the Air Force had learned from Vietnam. Fighters needed speed, but also maneuverability. They needed missiles, but also guns. They needed technology, but also pilot training. This generation was about balance. It was not enough to build the fastest jet or the most heavily armed jet. The aircraft had to be capable across many types of combat, and the pilot had to understand how to use every advantage at the right moment. But while the F-15 and F-16 were dominating the visible world of American air power, another revolution was developing in secret. The F-117 Nighthawk introduced operational stealth to modern warfare. Despite its fighter designation, it was not really a fighter. It was a stealth attack aircraft designed to penetrate defended airspace and destroy high-value targets. Its strange angular shape was not designed for beauty or agility. It was designed to scatter radar waves away from enemy receivers. During the Gulf War, the F-117 proved that stealth could work in real combat. It showed that an aircraft did not always need to outrun or outfight defenses. Sometimes the most powerful advantage was arriving before the enemy even knew you were there. That changed everything. From that moment, the future of fighter development was no longer only about speed, altitude, missiles, or turning performance. The new question was, who could see first? In modern air combat, the aircraft that detects first, shoots first, and avoids being tracked has a massive advantage. Stealth did not make aircraft invisible, but it made them far harder to detect, track, and target. That advantage became the foundation of the fifth generation. The F-22 Raptor was the first true fifth-generation air superiority fighter. It combined stealth, supercruise agility, advanced sensors, and internal weapons bays into one aircraft designed to dominate the skies. The F-15 was built to win a fair fight. The F-22 was built to make the fight unfair from the beginning. It could detect enemy aircraft before they detected it, fire from long range, and use its speed and stealth to control the engagement. It was not only a better fighter, it represented a new way of fighting. Air combat was becoming less about who could turn tighter and more about who could understand the battlefield first. But the F-22 also showed the problem with extremely advanced fighters, cost, and complexity. It was incredibly capable, but expensive to build and maintain, and production ended far earlier than originally planned. The Air Force received one of the most dominant fighters ever created, but not enough of them to replace every older aircraft. So the United States needed another fifth-generation fighter, one that could be produced in larger numbers, perform multiple missions, and serve not only the Air Force, but also the Navy, the Marine Corps, and allied countries. That aircraft was the F-35 Lightning II. Unlike the F-22, the F-35 was not designed only for air dominance. It was designed as a stealth multi-role aircraft, able to perform air-to-air combat, ground attack, reconnaissance, electronic warfare, and battlefield coordination. Its greatest strength is not raw speed or extreme maneuverability. Its greatest strength is information. Through sensor fusion, the F-35 collects data from radar, infrared systems, cameras, electronic sensors, and data links, then turns all of it into one clear picture for pilot. This made the F-35 less like a traditional fighter and more like a flying command node. That is why the F-35 changed the meaning of a fighter jet. In many missions, it does not need to be the aircraft that fires the weapon. It can be the aircraft that finds a target, identifies a threat, shares the data, and allows another aircraft, ship, or ground system to strike. The F-35 turned stealth into a network battlefield advantage. The F-117 was about hiding. The F-22 was about dominance. The F-35 was about information control. It showed that future air combat would not only be won by the aircraft with the best missile, but by the aircraft that understands the battlefield faster than the enemy. Now, the next chapter is the F-47, the future fighter at the center of the next-generation air dominance program. But NGAD is not just one aircraft. That is the most important detail. NGAD is a family of systems built around advanced stealth, long-range sensors, electronic warfare, artificial intelligence, new weapons, and unmanned drone wingmen. The F-22 was designed to be the best fighter in the sky. The F-47 is being designed to command the fight. It is expected to act as the manned centerpiece of a much larger combat network. In the future, one pilot may not simply fly one aircraft. That pilot may coordinate multiple unmanned aircraft flying alongside the fighter. These drones, often called collaborative combat aircraft, could scout ahead, jam enemy radar, carry extra missiles, act as decoys, or protect a manned fighter from danger. Some may be cheaper and expendable. Some may be specialized for electronic warfare. Some may be designed to enter the most dangerous airspace before the human pilot ever gets close. This changes the entire meaning of air combat, because the fighter is no longer just a weapon. It becomes the brain of an airborne system. That is the real evolution from the early jet fighters to the F-47. It is not a perfect numerical sequence from F-1 to F-47, because American fighter designations have always included skip numbers, exceptions, and unusual choices. The real timeline is not about the numbers painted on the aircraft. It is about ideas replacing ideas. Guns gave way to missiles. Speed gave way to maneuverability. Maneuverability was joined by stealth. Stealth evolved into sensor fusion. And now sensor fusion is becoming networked warfare powered by drones and artificial intelligence. The United States Air Force did not replace fighter generations simply because old aircraft became too old to fly. It replaced them because each new era demanded a different kind of machine. The F-86 represented the jet age. The F-104 and F-106 represented the interceptor age. The F-4 represented the missile age and the hard lessons of Vietnam. The F-15 and F-16 represented the return of air combat mastery. The F-117 introduced stealth. The F-22 turned stealth into air dominance. The F-35 turned the fighter into a flying information network. And the F-47 may turn the fighter into the command center of an entire manned and unmanned combat force. From F-1 to F-47, the real story is not just machines. It is the transformation of air warfare itself. The fighter jet began as a fast aircraft with guns. It became a missile platform, then an air superiority machine, then a stealth predator, then a sensor network, and now it is becoming the brain of a connected force. The future of air combat will not belong only to the fastest jet or the most heavily armed aircraft. It will belong to the aircraft that can see first, decide first, strike first, and control the battle before the enemy even knows it has begun. And that is why the F-47 matters. It is not just another fighter with a new number. It is the next step in a pattern that has been unfolding since the first jet engines entered combat. Every generation promised to replace the last, but every generation also carried the lessons of the one before it. The F-22 learned from the F-15. The F-35 learned from the F-22. And the F-47 will learn from all of them. By the time the world fully understands what this new aircraft can do, the Air Force may already be developing the generation that comes after it.